can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Welcome back to Football Bloody Hell and this segment FPL Bloody Hell. Quick 10-minute episode before the FPL transfer deadline on a Friday night India time. So midnight, Friday night, Saturday morning. So don't miss the deadline. Quick injury updates about Haaland, Gordon, players on a tight line for suspension for yellow cards. Game week 7 captaincy obviously opened up. Transfer tips for game week 17. और ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा रिव्यू करूंगा गेम वीक 16 में क्या हुआ, व्हाट लुक आउट फॉर गेम वीक 17-18 जहाँ पे सिटी गेम वीक 18 ब्लैंक है उनका और ब्रेंटफोर्ड का बिकॉज सिटी आर गोइंग फॉर द क्लब वर्ल्ड कप and some other tips that may come along while we're doing this episode. Before I go ahead, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. This episode will be up, I think, just for about 3 hours before the deadline. Not expecting too many views, but I want to make sure that I don't miss another episode. I was busy last week for some personal matters, unfortunately, but hopefully I don't miss any more episodes going ahead. Quick review, obviously, Dubrovka, basically double Newcastle, double Arsenal defense, यार बहुत ही let down कर रहा है. Expected Newcastle to lose the clean sheet, ठीक है, लेकिन Arsenal have just been disappointing. Potentially अगर जो Haaland injured नहीं होता, I would have taken out my Arsenal defenders. I feel and not rolled my transfer. I feel Haaland, like Pep Guardiola ने confirm किया कि he will be out for at least Palace and game week 18 blank है. So I think taking him out and getting him back in 20. 19 may be too soon, but 20 could be the move a lot of people are looking at, ठीक है. Saka, Salah default captain for everyone's, Haaland blank over there. Palmer, Son, Wang, and Watkins. All in all, could have been a 75-pointer. Little disappointed कि यार Palmer could have had a goal, but Everton pretty much destroyed Chelsea. Wang could have had a goal too. Unlucky, I feel वहाँ पे I was again. But ठीक है, can't complain too much. Still back-to-back green arrows. 800k to 635 right now, so I will take it. 0.8 in the bank. Let's look at the team for game week 17. क्या कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे and what to look forward to. So like I said, once again यहाँ पे double Newcastle defense and double Arsenal defense has got me very very worried. मालूम नहीं, I think Brighton even with injuries can score against Arsenal. ठीक है, I'm not confident they can hold on. But I don't know which one of my defenders to bench. There's a good chance that Gabriel scores from a set piece, although Saliba looks likely. So do I get a player in for Haaland and bench Saliba or bench Gabriel, one of them? Do I bench Lascelles instead and not to double up on Newcastle? These are the small things, I think, with a -4. These decisions are what are going to alter your rank even more up or down, right? Benching the wrong defender from the wrong team is what could cost you. And that's what I'm worried about, but hopefully I see it through well. Saka, Wang, Palmer, Salah, Son, Watkins with currently Salah with the captaincy. Deadline ke pehle this could change to Son, but I'll cover more of that in the captaincy section. Before looking at transfers, it's important to note the players on yellow cards, right? In my team, Lascelles, Wang, and Palmer are on 4 yellows. I could potentially be looking at those 3 players on my bench next week with Archer and whoever I get in for Haaland and Taylor starting. So I have to look at a good player who starts a good fixture now, a good fixture in game week 18 and 19 if I don't get Haaland back in. So I will show you the striker fixtures till game week 19. And again, Archer, I don't know, will I have my free transfer moving Archer up to somebody else because I take Haaland out, I will have money. Do I do that now in this game week only and then roll next week? A lot to think about, to strategize and to plan. All of these players are an option. Let's see what we can do, right? But this is what my team looks like right now. I'm quite satisfied apart from the double up in defense. मुझे चाहिए था कि double up हो मेरे लिए end of season, end of the year में December में, but now they've just not lived up to the mark with injuries and just slack defending by Arsenal, I feel, ठीक है? So I'll show you quick transfers about what you can do to replace Erling Haaland. How should you look to get him back in, कैसा, and what are the other players you can do with a -4. 0.8 in the bank over here. I obviously showed you Darwin over here because people have asked me why not Darwin over there. Darwin is not my number 1 pick. He will start. I feel Europe में उसको rest मिला था. He played only some of the match. United again at home, Anfield. If he starts, very likely they could get a few goals. Arsenal home again, Anfield. End-to-end game should be starting. Can definitely get end-to-end goals there. Goals over there as well. And Burnley on Boxing Day. वहाँ पे भी you could see him maybe rested a bit, but if he plays some of the match against Burnley, I feel that Darwin there has a good chance to get you a haul. If you already have him, definitely a keep for me, ठीक है? But if you don't have Watkins, Haaland to Watkins will be priority because of the fixture against Sheffield when Haaland anyway wasn't playing in game week 18. United away also at the rate we're going. As a United fan, I don't have much hope, sadly, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope, even with Salah captain against United, he blanks, and I'm okay to lose rank over there. That is where you keep FPL away from your club support, but I just don't see it happening, which is why I've captain Salah, right? And Burnley at home, Everton away. So I feel Watkins there is again just someone to keep in your team. So Haaland to Watkins will be number one. Darwin, I think, is a number three move. What do I think about a player in between? Just a replacement for Haaland and not a -4 right now. Solanke 6.7. Luton, tough game. I would not say Luton is that easy. Luton have given a tough fight to United, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, right? But I feel if they're trying to keep up the tempo like they did against Arsenal attacking wise, I feel Solanke could see through. Big double digit hauls for Solanke, not really. One against Newcastle at home. Uh, 7-6 could get you returns. I feel Solanke again looking at the fixtures till game week. Sorry, till game week 19. Fulham, Nottingham, Luton. I feel he can get a goal against either of these teams. Fulham, obviously, like I said earlier, in attacking wise, they've scored 3+ goals. I think now, or probably like I don't, not even 3 goals. I think they've scored what 5 goals in their last. Let me move to Raul Jimenez, right? 5-0, 5-0, 4-3-3. Last 5 games they've got yeah, more than 3 goals for sure over there. So if not Solanke, how about Raul Jimenez at 5.3? Again, great price point. Enough money in the bank to take that -4 and get in a good defender like Trent. That's the -4 you could open up. Assuming you already have Watkins, you have Solanke or Darwin, that's a potential very attacking front three targeting Fulham's form. And also looking at getting in a Trent who defensively might not keep a clean sheet. Maybe Trent boat is missed, but attackingly against United and Arsenal, you could see him getting your returns, right? Easily get those returns. Now, Raul against Newcastle still is a bit of a worry. Newcastle could defensively put on a very strong display in this game week. They could get Dan Burn back in, Lascelles, Dan Burn, Share, Livramento, or somebody else on the right over there. They could switch wings. They could just defensively shut shop. They could also Newcastle without Trippier is something I'm wondering how they'll do well. We'll see that now. Which is why I feel that Raul could potentially, with that shape up in the back, is good pick this now. Definitely a good pick in 18. And a good pick against Burnley could be an end-to-end game there. So looking at the fact that you want Haaland only back in 19 or 20, Rahul, Solanke, there are good picks. So is Darwin. Lot of options over there, especially Watkins I already spoke about. So fun times, right? Now let's say you made your move. You got in Darwin or you got in Watkins, you got in Solanke. You have enough money in the bank to take a -4 this week and upgrade an Archer up to keep a front attacking three, like a Solanke, Watkins, Darwin, Solanke, Watkins, Raul, Cunha. I've not spoken about here. Cunha is a good pick too. If you don't have Wang, he's someone to look at. I was looking at getting him in for Watkins, but when the Haaland injury update was there, and then Watkins against Sheffield did not make sense for me, right? I was really close to getting him in. I think Cunha's got returns in his last 5 game weeks as well. I'm potentially saying with that -4, you could upgrade your strikers there. If you don't want to heavily put in money into Trent because you want money to get Haaland back in. So for example, let's say this is my front three. I have taken a -4 and this is my attacking front three. I'll bench one of my defenders, either Arsenal or Lascelles. Leave 5 in the bank. Now going ahead, Darwin to Haaland, not an easy fix, right? Which is why I would then say if you want him back in 19, you have to make the moves now, preempting at least one of your players on a potential yellow. In my case, I have 3, you could get that 5th yellow. I would take that hit right now in a way where I could deal with 2 of them on my bench, not have Archer to worry about coming off the bench, okay? And I've already preemptively planned that in a way where I then leave enough money in the bank to get Haaland immediately back in 19. If that's you want in the 19, I think you'll have to roll in 18, hopefully, if there's no injury news, right? Let's say we get in. I'm going to leave Darwin back in here. ठीक है, यहाँ पे Darwin छोड़ देता हूँ. I leave Archer here to Darwin to Alexander Arnold, who's 8.2. Again, like I said, you don't have an immediate way to get Haaland back in, right? Unless there's some Son change you make early. So remember that -4 hit you take. See how close to a hit-free transfer you can do to get Haaland back in till 20. If you want him in 19, then you have to hold. I feel keep those 2 3 free transfers to get him in 19 without taking the hit. Otherwise, you could potentially take one more risk in 18, free transfer in 19, hold on it. Be okay without Haaland versus Everton. Big one. If he is fit, you will miss it. Ready to go after an injury. So, yeah, those are your options over there. This is what your team could look like. Let's say I just do a -4 here. Get Raul in. I'll leave Gabriel. Get Raul and Solanke for a -4. I feel they are going to do very well. Even if I take out, like I said, I take out Haaland, Raul over there as well at 5.3. There's no direct way to get in Haaland without a hit. So keep that in mind as to how you structure your team without taking too many hits to take him in and out, where you lose the main crux of the battle. Quickly, we'll talk about captaincy now and then I'll close the episode. I feel that Salah by default is the #1 captaincy pick this week. Yes, United, Anfield, you look at the record, he does tend to score against United. Even in the 7-0, I feel United was very poor in defense, so he got a little lucky there. But Haaland at Anfield, Salah at Anfield against United definitely is the one to look at. It was on Son till a couple of days back, right? And Son, my only worry, I'm not looking at him as a #1 pick right now, is the early Friday night fixture. Little fatigue from the Newcastle game, maybe. They are coming back from injury themselves. He's carrying a few niggles on his own. Nottingham could just hold on to a 1-1. Could be a tough game. I feel, unless United pull off a masterclass as a United fan, FPL, if I keep aside, would make me very happy. It's just I'm not seeing it right now, unfortunately, which is why I think for me, Salah's #1 there. Son #2. Outside of these, between a Saka and Watkins, I feel Watkins should take the pick differentially. I feel great performance against Arsenal defensively. They could have had more goals. Watkins could have had a chance. Good buoyant result in Europe. They've done well. I feel Arsenal can do well against Brighton. Brighton will look a little fatigued from European adventures as well. Mitoma not being in there. Welbeck could come back, not sure. Defensively, they have few issues this week, Brighton. There's nothing to say that Saka could bang in goal and assist. I just feel maybe this week Watkins is slightly better differentially. So yeah, in the order, Salah, Son, and Watkins for me for captaincy. So yeah, I want to keep it a quick 10 minutes episode. I've got a little overtime. Apologize for that. But before I close this episode, please subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Leave a like on this episode. If you have any other feedback, very open to it. Leave your questions in the comments below. Episode should be up for 3 hours, I think, before the deadline. And please make sure you don't miss the deadline, which is a late Friday night deadline. Hopefully it's a good week for you and a good festive FPL season for you. See you in the next episode. Best of luck.